This is the key to seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Jannah. The Prophet ﷺ says, إِذَا حَكَمْتُمْ فَعْدِلُوا وَإِذَا قُلْتُمْ فَأَحْسِنُوا فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ مُحْسِنٌ يُحِبُّ الْإِحْسَانَ. The Prophet ﷺ says that if you judge, then be just. And if you speak, then speak with excellence. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Muhsin and He loves Ihsan. And so the question immediately that's going to hover over us this entire session is, are we people of Ihsan? Are we people of excellence? Allah is Muhsin and He loves Ihsan. Ihsan is translated as excellence. But the scholars, they mention that Ihsan is made up of two components. Number one, the first component is al-Ihsan ila al-ghayr, that you practice goodness or excellence to other people. You show Ihsan to others. You show goodness to other people. You show goodness to your neighbor. You show goodness to the stranger. You show goodness to the prisoner. You show goodness to your parents. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Allah has decreed that you do not worship anyone other than Him and that you show excellence to your parents. And so you exhibit that excellence to others. That's the first component of Ihsan, is that you show it to other people. The second manifestation of Ihsan, or the second component of Ihsan, is to practice excellence with regards to what you do. You exhibit excellence in every action that you participate in. And from that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says in Surah Al-Sajdah verse 7, الَّذِي أَحْسَنَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ خَلَقَهُ وَبَدَأَ خَلْقَ الْإِنسَانِ مِنْ طِينٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, the one who made with Ihsan all of His creation, and He created the beginning of mankind from clay. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exhibits excellence in what He creates. And there are many, many verses to this effect. Of them is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ in Surah Al-Teen, that we created mankind to be in the best of molds. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَتَبَارَكَ اللَّهُ أَحْسَنَ الْخَالِقِينَ. How blessed is Allah, the best of creators. And so of the manifestations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being Al-Muhsin is that His excellence to us is overwhelming. So much so that even in the worst of our occasions, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's excellence to us is still overwhelming us. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, he says that every time I experience a calamity, there are 4 blessings that come with it. Number 1, he says that the calamity is not in my religion. My car got a flat tire or it was totaled. My religion is intact, it's all good. I lose a family member. If that calamity isn't in my religion, then it only affects my dunya. At the end of the day, it could have been worse, because the greatest calamity is a person's calamity in their deen. Number 2, he says, إِذْ لَمْ يَكُنْ أَعْظَمْ, that the calamity was not greater. It could have always been worse. And so immediately I am appreciative and I'm grateful for the blessing that this did not become worse. Number 3, he says, إِذْ لَمْ أُحْرَمْ الرِّضَى بِهِ. He says that I wasn't prevented from being pleased with it. Being pleased doesn't mean that you're happy. It means that you have patience with it and that you're content with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's decree. And number 4, he says that I expect to be rewarded for it. As the Prophet ﷺ told us that the believer, everything that they go through of difficulty in this life, even if it's the pricking of a thorn, they get purified for it. And so you are being rewarded for any difficulty that you experience. So you are being rewarded for any calamity that you experience. So beyond that, we also see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's ihsan is consistent. It's in every moment. Ibn al-Qayyim, he gives an example of our breaths, and he says, there is no one who has more ihsan than Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's ihsan is in every breath that you have. And then he says, simply just look at the amount that you take every single day. That's 24,000 breaths. Every single breath is a blessing. And so if you're talking about a person every single day, 24,000 blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at minimum, and then you add to that heartbeats, and then you add to that everything else that you experience of goodness, look at how great and how consistent Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's excellence is to us. That leads us to number 3. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's ihsan is not responded to with ihsan from us. And so His ihsan becomes even greater, His excellence, because He's showing excellence to creatures who do not show excellence to Him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows us overwhelming excellence, and it's consistent, and it becomes even more overwhelming because we respond to the eyesight that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us with gazing at what's haram, day in and day out. That truly manifests how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is al-Muhsin. So then how do we respond with ihsan? Number 1 is ihsan in our worship, that we try as best as we can to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala beautifully, that we try to manifest excellence in that worship, that every prayer be better than the one before it, that you continue to get better. And the Prophet ﷺ was asked by Jibreel, what is ihsan? And he said that you worship Allah as if you see him, and if you do not see him, to know that he sees you. Now this is really beautiful. Ready? The scholars commented on this verse where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لِلَّذِينَ أَحْسَنُوا الْحُسْنَى وَزِيَادَةً. For those who show ihsan, they will have al-husna, which is Jannah, and ziyada, and more. So then the question becomes, what's more than Jannah? It is to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The people of ihsan will get more than simply Jannah. It will be to see the face of Allah. And so the scholars said, because in the dunya they worshipped Allah as if they saw him, they will see him in reality in the hereafter. That is incredible. Now there's a second level. The Prophet ﷺ says, if you can't worship Allah as if you see him, that you realize that he sees you. So you're cognizant of Allah in your moments and all of your times, that you realize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees you. Another way to be people of ihsan is to make dua for it. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he taught Mu'adh ibn Jabal to pray to be able to worship Allah perfectly. He says, Ya Mu'adh, I love you. So do not forget to say after every salah, Allahumma a'inni ala dhikrika wa shukrika wa husni ibadatik. Oh Allah, assist me in remembering you and thanking you and worshiping you beautifully. So you're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant you the success of being able to worship him beautifully. So it's the same word that's being used, husn, ihsan. And husn means beauty, and it also means excellence, that you worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala beautifully or excellently. Another way that we be of people of ihsan is that we perfect our work, no matter how big or no matter how small. You show up for the big things just like you show up for the small things. And the Prophet ﷺ in a hadith that's reported in Sahih al-Jami', he says, إِذَا وَلَّى أَحَدُكُمْ أَخَاهُ فَلْيُحْسِنْ كَفَنَهُ فَإِنَّهُمْ يُبْعَثُونَ فِي أَكْفَانِهِمْ وَيَتَزَاوَرُونَ فِي أَكْفَانِهِمْ. The Prophet ﷺ said that if one of you is entrusted with enshrouding their brother or sister, then let them do it perfectly, because they'll be resurrected in those shrouds and they visit each other in those shrouds. And so even something that you might think nobody's ever going to see, the shroud, yet the Prophet ﷺ is telling you that when you enshroud your brother or sister, do it as perfectly as you can. In everything that you do it with ihsan. And the Prophet ﷺ said in the famous hadith, إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَتَبَ الْإِحْسَانَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribed ihsan over everything. And one last meaning is that you do ihsan in your actions, that you perfect your work. Quick exercise for you. When you think of high quality products, what countries do you think of? When you think of engineering, when you think of cars, when you think of electronics, when you think of clothing, when you think of luxury items, when you think of services, you won't be thinking, most likely, you won't be thinking of anywhere in the Muslim world. So we need to get back to being an ummah of ihsan. Imam al-Manawi, he said there was someone who was a craftsman, and he made a product that he sold to somebody, but for some reason that product was not up to his standards. And so he had a sleepless night, and the next day he made the product all over again from scratch. And then he called that customer and he basically recalled his own product. And the customer said, there's nothing wrong with it. But the man said, anytime a person lowers their standard of their own artistry or their own creation due to less payment, then they have shown ingratitude to what Allah has taught them. And perhaps they will be stripped of that excellence. And so the idea of doing work up to your standards, independent of the standard of the client that you have or the customer that you have, as a manifestation of gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us a people of ihsan. AlMaghrib world, I have one question for you. If you could improve just one habit in your life with ihsan, what would it be? I'll see you in the comments, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Up until today, everything that we've ever recorded with AlMaghrib Institute, every YouTube series, every online seminar, every Faith Essentials, every lecture has been done without a studio. And as of today, alhamdulillah, we just secured the keys for our first ever AlMaghrib studios at Houston, Texas, inshallah ta'ala. And we're looking forward to taking everything we've ever done and taking it to the next level. That's more YouTube series, high quality than ever before, inshallah ta'ala, more online courses that are relevant, more lectures that are timely and balanced and authentic, based on authentic knowledge that you trust from AlMaghrib Institute and its instructors and its scholars. And so click on the link below to support us, inshallah ta'ala, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you from AlMaghrib Studios very, very soon.